Hey everyone, it is day 4 of working on the van, and in this video I will show you how to remove these two seats, the plastic side panels on the stairs, which I've already shown you how to do, but I have to do again, the box to the emergency brake, and the steering, all so I can remove the floor and clean underneath of it, because I suspect it's just as dirty as the main floor was, or underneath the main floor was. So that's all going to be encompassed in this video, but let's get into it. It's really easy to remove the seats. All you have to do is remove 4 bolts, and they are in these back 2 corners, and then the front 2 bolts are in the front 2 corners, and it will just pull the seat right up. And this seat belt side panel, and the seat will come right up.
I'm using a ratchet.
A ratchet?
Yeah,
I've been calling this a wrench. Okay, I've just been informed that this is called a ratchet. I didn't have a thing for the power drill, so now I'm using a ratchet to loosen up. I am using a T50 to get the seatbelt out. Okay, it's out. We're using a 15 socket and a ratchet to get these out. Jesus.
And the long bolts.
And long bolts, yeah. Holy cow. You weren't kidding. These are really hard to get out.
Uh-huh, they should be.
Yeah, that's true. They should be hard to, you're very right. Okay, all the bolts are out. We're taking the seat off. Okay, lay the seat back.
Lay the seat back.
Important. All right, and the seat is off.
That shows how disgusting it is.
And you want to see why I feel the need to clean it? It is because of that. That is all underneath of the seat, so I can't imagine what underneath of the floor looks like. Next, you gotta take the jack and the jack holder off. So we gotta get a wrench and take these screws off. So you gotta remove the plastic panels like in the last video. And in order to do that, you need a 10mm ratchet and socket. And there is a nut or a bolt and a washer that comes out. Woo! And she's out of here. That is disgusting.
That is disgusting.
Oh. Okay. Next, we're gonna take off the plastic cap over the emergency brake so we can see all the screws underneath of the emergency brake. Whoops, we found an old sunglass shade. But you gotta lift the parking brake. Okay, my dad already took these off, but this part comes out first. You gotta pull it up pull that out, and then you lift the parking brake, and this part will pop out too. You just gotta use a little power, and that'll come right off too. So the driver's seat has to be taken off differently than the passenger seat because the battery seems to be under the driver's seat, the battery to the van, and it is not as simple to take off the other seat, so we're trying to figure that out now. I will let you know when we get it up. We are attempting to remove these 2 screws in the back, and we're using an impact gun to remove the 2 bolts in the front of the C2 to get this off its track. This is under the seat. Next, these 2 screws have to come out so we can lift this panel up. The batteries are under here, but we will get to that next. All right, screws out. Oh, there's more wires.
Slide. Slide.
It is slide. It won't slide out. Oh. Silly me. This pops right off. Alright, and there's my battery, my car battery. Okay, now we can see the bolts. They're the same bolts in the same position like they were in the passenger seat. They are just a little hidden by the battery, but that's next. My dad gave me an extension that we're gonna use with the power drill. What do we call it? What's that
Impact.
one called? Impact drill. Okay. So the impact drill didn't work. My dad just tried using manpower. That didn't work, so now we're trying another technique, but these ones are tough.
Oh, it's moving. It's just tough. They must have like liquid wrench on it.
Okay, so next we're taking the bolts out of these parts because we gotta be able to take the battery out as well. So.
Yeah. Being mechanics are fun.
I'm having fun. I am. I like learning this stuff. I'm your son, remember? Your honorary son.
Yeah, you're my daughter that loves to learn everything.
Your honorary son. No, I know. Okay, this needs its own bag.
Now this is the positive side, so you can't touch anything metal with it.
Okay.
Just lift it up and wiggle it off.
Okay. I got that on camera.
Now take that off. Nope. What did you undo?
Alright.
Take this out.
Unplug. That wasn't that heavy actually.
It is heavy.
I thought it was gonna be heavier. Okay. There we go.
$38.39.
39 cents. Okay, another bolt. Take this one off, and it is behind where the battery sat, and one right underneath. There are two other nuts on the side of the seat, and we're getting it so we can pull this thing up because it's connected to all the wires that go to the van, so we can pull the seat up all together.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay, now give it to me.
Okay.
Now we got one more thing to do.
The bolt over here.
Now,
And-
everything's done.
Oh, okay.
Everything's moving. I just got to disconnect the brake cable.
Okay. Use a 7mm socket to get those two nuts out of the emergency brake. Alrighty.
This is the wire that lights up your dash to show that the emergency brake is on.
Mm-hmm.
I have to disconnect that.
Okay.
I have to take it off of the holder.
Okay. You said 7mm?
7mm.
7mm.
It holds the switch on. Don't make me take this apart. I didn't have to take that off after all.
Woohoo!
This little clip goes right back on. It's a clip that comes out. It unclips off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Have to slide it out. And it's in there pretty good. Yeah, not yet. There's two things on here that have to be pressed in to get the out of the holder. Where the thing is. There we go. And there's your seat.
There we go.
Well, I've got one more thing I gotta undo. This is where the wire for the brake switch goes. That has to come out, and I'll be able to get the seat out.
There we go. Yay! So here are the seats, the plastic steps, everything from under the seats. We had to move the battery back because we had to move the van. So my dad just put the battery back on, sat on that towel on top of the battery and moved the van. But this is an empty cab. And we didn't have to remove the steering because the dirt doesn't go all the way back up here. And if we wanted to get all the way back up here, we would have to go up to the dash and remove everything on the dash and then remove the mat. And I just don't see how that's worth it, because under the mat, it seems like the dirt stops when you get closer up here. So we left it. I'm just gonna clean under the mat, and then I will put everything back together. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them down below in the comments. We'll try and answer everybody as much as I can. I want to thank everyone who did leave suggestions on the last video. I talked to a couple of you and they were super helpful, and I think I'm actually redesigning a layout in the van, which I will get to next video. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for next video. It's going to be an installation installment and a frame build for the frame of the van build. So stay tuned for that.